Hi guys. Today I was hoping to discuss with you the topic of gender neutrality. It's developed a lot of controversy recently, and to be honest, it's going to get more and more prevalent with the modern day and the future, near future. And today I'm hoping to give you guys a more unorthodox approach on the subject. I'm going to get you a broad outlook of how both sides might think about this topic and how their feelings might be. So that I feel like a lot of the times we don't put enough thought into how others may feel about a certain topic and how they might be consider being treated in these situations. So today I ask that you, if you are going to comment, if you can please listen to the full video, and then your opinion is free. Go ahead and post, and I'd love to hear from you guys. But so today, my first part of the subject, I'm going to be discussing how others feel on the topic of gender neutrality. Then I'm also going to give a, in my opinion, logical approach on the thought of gender neutrality. And then I'll also lend my own opinion on gender neutrality. And I think that you guys might, I hopefully might, this might bring up some more discussion and help opposing views get a little closer in this very extremist side of things. All right, so to start off, as humans, we all have this defense mechanism where that if something happens that we're even partly against, only ever so much, we go right to the other extreme and go completely against it. And bringing this to gender equality, when somebody says, I'm sorry, I don't want to be considered a boy or a girl, I'm gender neutral, the opposing side, instead of here, goes to the extreme and says, oh, no, you're not, you're a boy, you're a girl. And there's no leeway in order to meet in the middle and have this understanding for the other cause. And so what we have to do as humans is we have this ability where we can choose to defy our instinct. And so what we have to do is we have to defy that instinct and slowly come to an understanding where we can at least accept where the other person's coming from. So just like a gender neutral person might want to be called a boy or a girl, the other side will be like, well, I consider myself a very beautiful woman. And so that lady wants to be considered a woman. So you can't take that right away from her either and just call her a person, because that's insulting for her. Just like you don't want to be called a woman or a man, so it's insulting when someone calls you that. So just like if someone's talking about, let's say their mother passed away, and your mother passed away too, you don't just go up to them and say, oh, you're a bigot or whatnot. No, you say, hey, I don't want to be talking about your mother passing right now because mine just did too. I'd really appreciate if you didn't do that. So just like that, we have to, as people, be like, hey, I don't appreciate being considered a woman. I consider myself gender neutral. Can you please not consider me a woman? And so, on the other hand, we have to say, please consider me. I am a female. I consider myself to be one. I would like to be that. We both don't have the right to just decide what the other person has to be called or wants to be referred as. This is America. We have that freedom to be able to decide what we want to say and what we want to do. So what I ask is that we all have this neutral respect where we have to kind of meet in the middle and understand that some people want to be considered this and some people want to be considered that, and we can't just force one law on everyone. Now, to cross over onto the topic of the scientific standpoint, what we consider males have this a different genitalia than females in their lower midsection. And just like females have breasts and different body types. And so this classification describes almost our different anatomy in that perspective. And so there can't just be, now this is me being my own opinion there, but there just can't be this one way of placement, because then you have these two different body types that you want to know about. If I'm a doctor and I need to know who this person might be, I might do a different treatment for the female as I would the male. Just like I can consider that maybe as a male, he was able to receive a stronger blunt trauma because of the way his body was built towards getting hit by this car. So, for instance, I might be able to make a different assumption in that regard. Now, I understand if a woman can do something a man can also do, that is perfectly fine. I'm not saying that they can't. But what I'm saying is that there are different obstacles that different genders must face in certain aspects in the way they're built. Maybe somebody who is a bit more buxom, for lack of a better term, would have a harder time doing front flips than a man that was tuned and toned without the extra baggage, so to say. And so we have to have these considerations so that there are the male and female. Now, if you want to be considered a woman or a man, that is fine in all regards. You can say, dress in your dress. You can act more feminine. You can be this feminine persona if you are a male, just like you can be this more masculine persona if you are female. And so the problem is with this is that, yes, you can consider yourself this feminine or masculine persona, but we need to come up then with a different word for if you describe yourself as none of the above or whatnot. We have to have this word to describe a person. Doesn't a agender or gender neutral person deserve the same respect as someone who wants to be considered a man or a woman? Shouldn't we have a word for them then too? Because I don't want to come up to you and be like, hey person, hey bub. Like, I have so many names for my guy friends, like, hey man, hey bro, hey guy, my friend's husband. So what I'm trying to say is that we have to then develop a different specification. We have to give other people then, if we were to continue down this path, a different way to describe themselves and not put a forced label on everybody. I thank you for your time, and I hope that everybody took my words into a little bit of thought, and that maybe we can all come together a little bit more and bring this up to discussion, because there's no longer this bowling alley theorem that we used to have, back in the day. To be quite honest, we're very Facebook oriented and stuff like this. We don't sit down and talk politics. I got a couple friends that are completely opposite of how I think in regards to politics and thoughts. And we sit down, we grab a bite to eat, and we discuss about how much we hate the other person's politicians. And then we also get a little bit of understanding in time. feel like that is something a lot of. So thank you for your time.